Everyone had sworn she would never have children. Yet one quiet moment shattered that certainty when an Apache girl pointed at her and whispered, "Ama." What May Dalton didn't know was that a single word, barely louder than breath, would strip away everything she believed about herself. One desperate act would bind her to strangers she could never walk away from. The child, those dark, knowing eyes that seemed to look straight through skin and bone, had seen something May herself had never been allowed to believe existed. Something that would drag her past across 1,000 miles of desert. Something that would reveal the man she was fleeing was far closer than she imagined. And the choice waiting in front of her would decide not only her own survival, but the fate of everyone reckless enough to think she could still be saved. Before we go on, subscribe and turn on notifications so you don't miss what happens next. And tell us in the comments, where are you watching from Arizona Territory, 1867? May Dalton was riding toward what she believed would be her last sunset. The desert was exactly what she wanted, empty, merciless, honest about its intent to kill. No comfort, no lies, just heat, thorns, and the quiet promise that if you were weak, you would become part of the land. May had been riding for 3 weeks. Supplies were nearly gone. Water was down to the last swallows. Her skin burned beneath her bonnet. Good. Pain meant she was still alive, still capable of feeling something that would end soon enough. She had planned it carefully: ride until the food ran out, then keep riding. Let the desert finish the job. Clean. Final. No questions. Better than the alternative. Better than living with the memories, the scars, the doctor's cold verdict. You'll never have children, Miss Dalton. The damage is too severe. Better to disappear than to live as something broken, pretending to be whole. But the desert had other plans. Gunfire split the afternoon stillness. May pulled her reins hard. Listened. More shots. Shouting. Men's voices. Some English. Some a language she didn't know. She should have ridden away. Should have avoided whatever was happening beyond that ridge. Instead, she dismounted, tied her horse, moved forward carefully. Curiosity, recklessness, a death wish. Probably all three. She reached the ridge and stopped. Below her was chaos. A military patrol, maybe 8 Fort Dragoons, firing down at a smaller group pinned among the rocks, outnumbered but holding fast. One man stood out, tall, broad-shouldered, moving with deadly precision despite an obvious injury. He was shielding something behind him. A child, a small girl, no more than 5, frozen beside the river. A soldier circled wide, found his angle, raised his rifle. The man turned too late. The shot tore into his shoulder. He went down hard. The girl's mouth opened. No scream came, only silent terror. Then she ran, straight toward the river, away from guns, away from blood, away from everything. She never saw the current, never realized how fast the water moved. One step, then, nothing beneath her feet. The river took her. Her small body vanished under brown water, surfaced, vanished again. Arms flailing, May moved without thinking. She ran, slid down the ridge, stumbled, kept going. She hit the water at full speed. The current slammed into her, violent and unforgiving, stronger than she expected. She fought it, searching there. A tiny hand broke the surface. May lunged, caught the child's arm, yanked her up. The girl clung to her, desperately wrapping around her, like she was drowning, because she was. May shook so hard, she thought she might split apart. "I've got you," she gasped. "I've got you." She swam for the bank, one arm burning the child pressed tight to her chest. The river dragged them downstream, smashed them against rocks. May's dress tore on stone. She didn't care. She swam. She fought. She held on to the child who had chosen death over violence. May understood that choice all too well. Finally, rock, ground, purchase. She dragged them out and collapsed onto the shore. The child still clung to her, trembling. "You're safe," May whispered. "You're safe now." Behind them, the gunfire had stopped. May turned. The soldiers were gone. Retreat or death? She couldn't tell. 3 men remained, all wounded, all staring at her. The tall one, the man who had protected the child, staggered forward, blood soaking his shoulder. His face was gray with pain and something worse. Raw fear. He dropped to his knees. Beside them, hands hovering, checking the girl for breath, for blood, for life. Finding her alive broke him. Relief crashed through him, so hard it looked like grief. Then he looked at May, truly looked at her. Wet dress clinging, hair loose, eyes just as desperate as his. "Thank you," he said. His English was accented, but steady. His voice rough with emotion. "You saved her." The child stirred, lifted her head from May's shoulder, looked at her with dark eyes far too old for such a small face. Then she raised one wet hand and touched May's cheek. Gentle, curious, as if confirming something. Then she spoke, clear, certain, unmistakable. "Mama." The world stopped. The man made a sound like he'd been shot again. The other 2 men froze completely. May stared at the child, this stranger who looked at her with absolute conviction. "No," May whispered. May whispered, shaken. "No, sweetheart. I'm not. Mama." The child said it again, louder now, urgent. Then she buried her face into May's neck and began to sob. Not quiet tears, real crying. Loud, broken, desperate. May's arms closed around her without thinking, holding, rocking her gently. "Shh, it's all right. You're safe. I've got you." The words came from instinct, not thought, something older than reason, deeper than fear. The man watched them with an expression May couldn't decipher. Pain, hope, and something dangerously close to terror. "She hasn't spoken," he said softly. "Not for a long time." He swallowed. "And now she speaks. To you. She calls you." He couldn't finish. One of the other men stepped closer, older, his face lined and scarred by years of survival. He studied May in silence, then shifted his gaze to the child, how tightly she clung, how naturally May held her, without hesitation, without distance. The elder spoke in their own tongue, a long measured exchange directed at the wounded man. The response came sharp, strained, an argument perhaps, a question of fate. The elder gestured toward May, then to the child. He spoke again, firm, final. The man's shoulders sagged. He turned back to May. "My name is Ash," he said quietly. "This is my daughter, Nyla." He paused, searching for words. "You saved her life." Silence stretched. "And she has chosen you. I do not understand it." His voice tightened. "Nyla has not spoken in 6 months. Since her mother died," he continued. The healer said grief stole her voice, that she might never speak again. His eyes, heavy with loss, lifted to May. "But she speaks to you. She calls you mother, among my people." He exhaled slowly. "That is not something we ignore." May shook her head faintly. "I'm just passing through. I can't. I'm no one. I'm just, you saved her when I could not." Ash said firmly. "You risked your life without pause. Nyla saw that. She knows that." He rested his hand gently on his daughter's back. "Come with us. Let us tend these wounds. Give her time to understand. If you choose to leave later, you may," he added. "But please do not disappear now. Do not take her voice away by vanishing." May looked down at the child in her arms. Nyla had stopped crying. She was breathing steadily now, trusting. May should have refused. Should have explained that she was the last person anyone should trust with a child. But Nyla stirred, looked up at her with wet eyes. "Mama." "Stay." The words were small, fragile, afraid of the answer, and May broken, scarred, convinced she had nothing left to give, found herself answering anyway. "Yes, sweetheart. I'll stay." They took her to their village. Nearly 3 hours of hard riding. The men moved carefully, wounded and exhausted. Ash could barely stay upright in his saddle. The bullet was still lodged in his shoulder. Blood soaked his sleeve, yet he refused to stop. His eyes never left Neela, who rode pressed against May, clinging, whispering "Mama" now and then, as if afraid the word might vanish. The village appeared between red rock walls. Around 40 dwellings, smoke curling, people moving through daily life, children playing. Their arrival drew stares. Wounded canyon riders, a strange white woman, and little Neela, silent for months, speaking. An older woman stepped forward, immediately issuing sharp commands in rapid speech. The wounded were taken to her dwelling. Ash first, his injury the worst. May tried to step back to give them space. Neela screamed, not cried, screamed, wrapped herself around May with desperate strength. "She cannot lose you now," the woman said in unexpectedly clear English. "She has just found her voice. Stay!" "She has just found her voice," the woman said firmly. "Stay, or at least hold her, whatever she needs." So May Dalton stayed. She held Neela while Sari worked digging the bullet from Ash's shoulder. Ash clenched a strip of leather between his teeth, muffling the sounds that tore at May's chest. Blood spilled. Hands moved fast and sure. Sari cleaned, stitched, bound. Through all of it, Ash kept his eyes on May. He watched how she held his daughter, how she whispered low, steady words meant only for Neela, how she gently covered the child's eyes during the worst moments. But she never let go. When it was over, when Ash was stitched, bandaged gray with pain, but breathing, he spoke at last. "Thank you." May answered without thinking. "Where would I go?" The truth of it surprised her. Sari studied May closely, then sharp eyes missing nothing. "You are wounded too," she said. "Old wounds." "I'm fine," May replied. "You are not." Sari's voice was calm, unyielding. "Let me see, or leave my dwelling. Your choice." May hesitated. Those scars were her shame, her secret. But Sari waited, patient as stone. Finally, May turned and allowed Sari to lift the edge of her still damp dress. Sari made a quiet sound when she saw. "Men did this," she said. "Not a question. Yes." When 8 months ago, Sari's hands were gentle as she examined the marks. "You did not seek a healer." "I didn't care if I lived," May said softly. "My body did. I didn't." Sari spread a cool salve across the scars. "These will always hurt," she said, "but this will ease them." When she finished, she nodded. "You sleep here tonight. I watch over the wounded. Tomorrow we speak of what comes next." That night May lay on soft furs with Neela pressed close at her side. Across the dwelling, Ash remained awake. She could tell by the rhythm of his breathing. "She has not slept through the night since her mother died," he said quietly. "Every night she wakes. Screams without sound." "I'm sorry," May whispered. "My wife died giving birth to our son," Ash said. "I lost them both in one night." And Neela watched. His voice broke. Something inside May broke with it. She stopped speaking, stopped laughing. "I tried everything. Nothing worked." He paused. "Until you, I didn't do anything special. You saved her," he said. "You held her. You did not hesitate." He turned slightly toward her. Why May swallowed. "I don't know. Instinct. Or maybe I understand what it means to run toward danger instead of away from pain." Her breath caught when he studied her. "Your scars," he said. "Your eyes. The way you move. I've seen it before. In warriors who lived through things that should have killed them." May said nothing. 2 weeks, Ash said after a moment. "Can you give us 2 weeks?" Let Neela adjust. Let her understand. If you choose to leave, after that, we will not stop you. 2 weeks. May had come west to die. What difference could 2 weeks make? Yes, she whispered. 2 weeks. Neela stirred. Mama here. I'm here, sweetheart, May said. Sleep now. The child settled content, trusting. And for the first time in 8 months, May felt something other than the desire to disappear. She felt needed. What May did not know, what Sari had recognized, the instant she saw those scars and told no one, was that the pattern across May's back was not random. They were surgical, precise, deliberate. The work of someone with medical training who wanted to cause maximum suffering while ensuring the victim lived to carry the shame. Sari had seen it once before, 10 years ago. Another woman brought by traitors. A woman treated by an army doctor after accusing an officer of assault. The same doctor whose name Sari had never forgotten, because that woman died 2 weeks later from infection. Dr. Victor Barrett, now stationed at Fort Apache, 30 miles away. The 2 weeks settled into a rhythm May never expected. She woke each dawn with Neela pressed against her side. The child refused to sleep anywhere else, refused to let May out of her sight for more than a few minutes. Is this normal? May asked Sari on the 3rd day, for a child who lost her mother. And then found a replacement. Sari nodded once. Very normal. She fears you will vanish the way her mother did, she added gently. Give her time. Give her proof that you stay. When she believes that she will loosen her grip, eventually she will trust enough to let you breathe. May wasn't certain she minded the constant closeness. Neela was easy, quiet most of the time, calm, watchful. But when she spoke, it was always to May, never to anyone else. Her voice was small, soft, and full of fragile hope. Mama. Look. Bird. Mama. I'm hungry. Mama. Tell story. Each time the word struck May like a blow. Mama. She wasn't anyone's mother, would never be anyone's mother. The doctors had made that very clear. And yet here was a child calling her exactly that, believing it with her whole heart. May taught Neela things without realizing she was teaching at all. How to braid hair, how to sing the lullabies her own mother had sung to her long ago, how to count in English. Neela taught May things too, words from her people's language, which plants could be eaten, how to move quietly through brush without breaking branches. And slowly, May barely noticed something inside her that had been frozen solid began to thaw. She felt him watching her, not openly, not intrusively, but she felt Ash's gaze like warmth on her skin. He was healing, his shoulder still bound, but he moved better each day. Color returning to his face, strength returning to his body. And with strength came awareness. Of May, of the way she moved through his home, of how she cared for his daughter, of how she filled spaces left empty by Lyra's death. You are good with her, he said one evening. Neela was finally asleep. May sat outside the dwelling, enjoying the rare freedom of breathing without a small body pressed to her side. She's easy to love, May said, honestly. Ash considered that. Is she? Or are you simply patient? Maybe both. He sat beside her, not too close, leaving space. You do not have to stay, he said quietly. If we are too much, if Neela is too much, you can leave. I will explain to her. I will help her understand. Do you want me to leave? No. The answer came instantly. Certain. But I do not want you to stay out of obligation, he added. What if I'm staying because I want to? May asked. He turned then, really looked at her. Why would you want this? He asked. You are white. You could go to any town, any city, build a life. Instead, you stay here, with strangers who speak a language you do not know, with a child who will not let you breathe. He hesitated. with a man who does not know how to thank you. How to repay this debt, he continued, struggling for words. How to ask you to stay without trapping you. I don't feel trapped, May said. What do you feel needed? Useful. Less broken than before. She hesitated. Like maybe I'm exactly where I'm supposed to be. Something flickered in his eyes. Hope, perhaps. Or fear. In the dark, it was hard to tell. My daughter already loves you, he said quietly. That is dangerous. Why? Because when you leave, and you will leave eventually, all white people do, she will break again. His voice tightened. And I will have to watch it. I do not know if she would survive a second time. Then maybe I won't leave. You say that now, he replied. But this life is hard. Dangerous. There are people who would harm you for living among us. Soldiers, settlers, your own people. My own people haven't been especially kind to me, May said. Ash studied her. What happened to you? The question was direct. No careful steps around it. Those scars, he said. That pain in your eyes. What did they do to you? May looked away. Things I don't talk about, she said quietly. Because talking makes it real. Because talking changes nothing. The past stays past. The scars stay scars. Talking only makes other people uncomfortable. I am not uncomfortable, Ash said quietly. I am angry. May looked at him. Angry that someone hurt you. Angry that you carry it alone. His jaw tightened. Angry that you stopped breathing around it. And angry, he added after a pause, that I cannot fix it. Some things cannot be fixed, only endured. You are enduring, he continued. More than that, you are healing my daughter. You make her laugh again. You give her hope. His voice steadied. If that is not strength, I do not know what is. Something cracked open in May's chest. Warmth rushed in where there had only been cold for so long. Thank you, she whispered. For what? For seeing me as something other than broken. You are not broken, Ash said. He searched for the word. You are wounded. There is a difference. Broken things cannot be repaired. Wounded things can heal. He met her gaze. You are healing. I see it. Their eyes held. Recognition passed between them. Understanding, the rare bond formed only between people who had survived things that should have ended them. Ash looked away first. I should sleep, he said. Tomorrow is a hunt. I must provide. My shoulder is healing. I am a warrior. This is what I do. He stood, hesitated. Thank you, May, he said, for staying, for helping Neela. He gestured vaguely. For everything. Then he went inside. May remained alone in the dark, her heart doing things it had not done in months. Dangerous things, hopeful things. The woman arrived on the 5th day. Young, perhaps 25. Beautiful in a way that made May feel plain and unfinished. She moved through the village like she owned it, confident, assured of her place. Her name was Isha, Ash's cousin, daughter of Elder Stone. And from the moment she saw May, her dislike was unmistakable. So Isha said coolly, her English nearly flawless, You are the white woman my cousin has taken in. How generous, she added, how charitable. I'm helping with Neela, May said evenly. Neela does not need help from an outsider, Isha replied. She needs family. She needs her people. Her eyes swept May from head to toe with open contempt. Not someone who will disappear the moment life becomes difficult. I'm not leaving, May said. Yes, you are, Isha answered calmly. You simply don't know it yet. She smiled, sharp, predatory. Ash is mine. He always has been. His wife, she continued, was a mistake. He married her out of duty, not love. Now she is gone. And when his grief fades, Isha said softly, when guilt loosens its hold, he will remember I am here, that I am suitable, that I belong. That sounds like jealousy, May said quietly. Isha's expression hardened into venom. You know nothing. You are nothing. You think because a wounded child calls you mama, that makes you family. She leaned closer. You think because Ash is grateful, that means he wants you. You are lying to yourself. And when you finally see the truth, she finished, when you realize you do not belong here, you will leave. And I will be waiting. She turned and walked away. May stood frozen, ice settling in her veins, a terrible certainty blooming in her chest. Isha was right. She didn't belong here. Didn't belong anywhere. She was pretending, playing house with people who would eventually see her for exactly what the doctors had said she was, damaged beyond repair. That night May could not sleep. Neela lay pressed against her as always, breathing softly content. May stared at the ceiling and thought about leaving, about running before Isha's words came true, before Neela grew more attached, before Ash looked at her and saw what everyone else always saw, broken. She was so lost in those thoughts that she didn't notice how tightly Neela had begun to cling. She hadn't heard Ash wake, hadn't realized he was watching her. You're thinking about leaving, he said quietly. Certain. May turned. How did you... I know that look, he said. I've worn it myself. The look of someone planning an escape. He pushed himself upright with care, his shoulder still aching. Isha spoke to you. She made some things clear. She is jealous, angry. He paused, jaw tightening. She wanted... He stopped, adjusted. She wanted to be my wife. I refused. I married Lyra instead. Isha has never forgiven that choice. Now Lyra is gone, and she believes she has another chance. She does not. I do not love her, he said firmly. I never have. She is family, that is all. He drew a breath. But she is right about one thing. May's stomach dropped. What? You do not belong here, Ash said gently. Not because you are white. Not because you are an outsider. But because you belong somewhere safer. Somewhere better. You could have a life. A real life. Away from danger. Away from hunger and fear. You should not waste yourself on us. What if I'm not wasting myself? May said sharply. What if I'm finally building something worth keeping? May, no, she said. Listen, for 8 months I've been dead. Walking, breathing, but dead inside. Then I pulled your daughter from a river and she looked at me like I mattered, like I was worth saving. Her voice trembled. Do you know how long it's been since anyone looked at me like that? You matter, Ash said quietly. You always have. Not to the people who should have protected me, May said. Not to the doctors who told me I was ruined. Not to... She stopped, couldn't finish. To who? Ash asked softly, moving closer. Who hurt you, May? Who made you believe you were anything less than extraordinary? May opened her mouth to answer. A sound outside cut through the moment-running feet. Raised voices, urgent. The dwelling flap burst open. A young canyon rider stood there, breathless, shaken. He spoke fast, sharp words in their language. Ash's expression changed instantly, hardened. Something cold and dangerous slid into his eyes. What May asked. What's wrong? Ash turned to her slowly. A messenger arrived from Fort Apache, he said. They have a new commander, Captain Cole Barrett. May's blood froze. He is asking about a white woman, seen traveling alone through our territory, Ash continued. He says she is wanted for questioning. He looked at May again, this time with understanding, with dawning horror. He says she vanished from Boston 8 months ago, that her family is searching for her. The name echoed in her skull. Barrett. Here, 30 miles away. Asking about her. May, Ash said carefully. This man, Cole Barrett. Do you know him? She couldn't speak, couldn't breathe. Terror flooded her veins. May, he pressed. Answer me. Do you know him? Yes, she whispered. I know him. How? Ash asked. Did he? Her voice broke. He was the one. She couldn't say it, couldn't force the words out, but Ash understood. His expression turned lethal. He did this to you, he said. Those scars, that pain. He is responsible. Yes. And now he is here, Ash said grimly. Looking for you. Yes. Silence fell between them. Then Neela stirred in her sleep. Whispered softly, Mama. May looked down at the child who had chosen her, who had given her a reason to survive. And she knew with terrible clarity that staying had put everyone in danger, that Barrett would burn this village to find her, that he would kill Ash, that he would take Neela, that he would finish what he started 8 months ago. I have to leave, May said. Her voice broke, but her resolve didn't. Now May said, before he finds me here, before he... No, Ash said. Flat. Absolute. You don't understand, May insisted. He's dangerous. I understand perfectly, Ash replied. The man who hurt you is close. He is searching for you, and you believe running will protect us. He stepped closer. May, listen. If you run, he will hunt you, Ash said. He will find you, and when he does, you will be alone, unprotected, an easy target. If I stay, he'll come here, May argued. He'll destroy your village. Then let him try. Ash's eyes burned with a cold, controlled fury. Let him come to my home, to my people, he said. Let him try to take you from us. He will learn what happens to men who harm women under Canyon Rider protection. Ash. No, he said again. You are not leaving. You are not running. Not anymore. He placed his hands on her shoulders, firm, steady, gentle. You stay, he said. We face this. Together. What neither of them knew what the messenger had been ordered not to reveal was that Captain Cole Barrett wasn't merely asking about May Dalton. He had specifically mentioned reports of a white woman living among the Canyon Riders. Reports that included details, descriptions, information that could only have come from someone inside the village, someone who had been watching May, someone who had sent word to the fort, and that person was standing outside the dwelling at that very moment, listening, smiling in the dark, because Isha had finally found exactly the leverage she needed to remove the white woman for good. If it meant betraying her people, so be it. If it meant bringing Fort Dragoons to their doorstep, so be it. If it meant Neela losing another mother, so be it. Some prices were worth paying, and Isha wanted Ash, no matter who had to die for her to claim him. May spent the next 3 days in a state of controlled panic. Every sound made her flinch. Every rider approaching the village made her heart seize. Every hour felt like a countdown to something unavoidable. Barrett was coming. She knew it the way prey knows when a predator is circling. Ash refused to let her hide, refused to let her run. You face this, he told her. You do not cower. You do not give him power over you anymore. You don't understand what he's capable of, May said. Then tell me, Ash replied. Tell me everything so I know what we are fighting. So May told him, not all of it, not the worst parts, but enough. She told him about the engagement, about Barrett's charm, how it had fooled everyone, including her, about the night everything shattered. I discovered him. May said, her voice hollow, and 2 other officers assaulting a young Mexican woman behind the officers' club. I tried to stop them, she continued. I screamed. I threatened to report them, and they punished you for it, Ash said quietly. Barrett said I misunderstood what I'd seen, May whispered. That the woman was a prostitute who had turned violent, that they were restraining her. He was calm, convincing. Her hands trembled. Everyone believed him, but you didn't. No. So I went to the magistrate myself, filed charges, testified. Her voice shook. 3 days later, Barrett and 4 men came to my home. Said they needed to discuss my testimony. I let them in, she said bitterly. Because I was stupid enough to believe an officer wouldn't. She stopped. Couldn't continue. Ash's jaw tightened until it looked ready to break. They hurt you, he said. All of them. Yes, May whispered. Barrett did most of it. The others watched, held me down. One of them was a doctor, she went on. After Barrett was finished, the doctor stepped in. He made sure I would never be able to prove what happened. Never be able to have children who might look like their fathers. He was precise, May said softly. Thorough. Silence filled the space between them, heavy, deadly, irrevocable. They left me there, May said quietly. They told me if I spoke, if I told anyone what really happened, they would kill my family, my parents, my sister, everyone I loved. So I stayed silent. I healed, and the moment I could walk, I ran west, as far as I could go. Somewhere I thought they would never find me. Her voice shook. But he found me anyway. He always does. He made that clear. He'll never let me go because I'm the only witness who knows what he really is. The only one who could destroy him. As long as I'm alive, I'm a threat. Ash began to pace, fists clenched, fury rolling off him. I will kill him, he said coldly. The moment he comes here, I will put an arrow through his heart. And then what May demanded. You'll be executed for killing an army officer. Your people will be punished. Neela will lose both her parents. Is that what you want? I want you safe, Ash snapped. And I want him dead. I don't care about the cost. Well, I do, May said. I won't let you destroy your life for me. Too late. Ash turned to her eyes blazing with something raw and unguarded. You're already part of my life. Part of Neela's life. You think I can stand by and let him take you? Let him hurt you again? I would rather die. Then don't give him the chance to force that choice. Before Ash could answer, the alarm sounded. 3 sharp horn blasts. Visitors approaching. Armed visitors. Captain Cole Barrett rode through the village entrance with 20 Fort Dragoons behind him. A full military display. Polished uniforms. Saddles gleaming. Weapons visible, but not drawn. Civilized authority, paying a courteous visit to savages. May watched from inside Ash's dwelling, Neela pressed tight against her side. The child had been unusually quiet all morning, as if she sensed the danger closing in. Mama scared, Neela whispered. A little May admitted. But I won't let anything happen to you, I promise. Outside, Elder Stone stepped forward to meet the soldiers. Formal words. Careful politeness. Barrett dismounted. Tall. Handsome in the way that fooled people into trusting him. Clean-shaven. Blue eyes that crinkled when he smiled. May knew those eyes. Knew how cold they could turn. Thank you for receiving us, Barrett said smoothly. I am Captain Cole Barrett, newly appointed commander at Fort Apache. I come in peace with gifts to establish good relations between our peoples. Elder Stone accepted the gesture with a neutral expression. You are welcome, Captain. What brings you to our village? I'm searching for someone, Barrett said. A white woman, about 26. She disappeared from Boston 8 months ago. Her family is very concerned. They asked the army to help locate her. We've received reports that a white woman has been seen in this region. And why do you believe she would be here? Elder Stone asked. Travelers reported seeing canyon riders with a white woman near the Gila River 2 weeks ago, Barrett replied easily. This is the nearest village. His smile widened. I'm simply trying to reunite a lost woman with her family. Surely you understand family is important. That's something we all share, isn't it? The manipulation was flawless. May recognized it instantly. Make it about family. Make refusal sound cruel. Elder Stone considered carefully. We have a guest, a white woman. She came to us recently. She saved my nephew's daughter from drowning. We gave her shelter. Barrett inclined his head. May I speak with her? only to confirm she is not the woman I seek. Then I will leave you in peace." Elderstone glanced toward Ash's dwelling, uncertainty flickering. Ash stepped out. "She is under my protection," he said firmly. "If you wish to speak with her, you speak through me." Barrett's eyes narrowed slightly as he reassessed. "Of course, I mean no disrespect. I simply wish to ask a few questions for her family's sake if she is indeed the missing woman." "She has no family searching for her," Ash replied flatly. "She came west because she had nothing to return to. People do not abandon their lives without reason." "Perhaps she is confused," Barrett said mildly. "Traumatized. Sometimes women who've endured difficulty don't think clearly. I'm sure you understand." May felt Neela's grip tighten, and she knew with absolute certainty that the hunt had reached her door. The implication was unmistakable. Crazy woman. Unstable. Not to be trusted. May Dalton's blood boiled. She stepped out of the dwelling, into the sunlight, into Cole Barrett's view. She watched as his expression shifted. First shock, then something darker, pleasure. "May," he breathed. "My God. May Dalton. We've been worried sick. Your family thought you were dead." "My family is dead," May said, voice steady, despite her racing heart. "Fever took them 2 months after I left Boston. No one is searching for me." A lie, but Barrett could not disprove it without revealing he knew exactly when she left and why. "I'm so sorry to hear that," he said smoothly. He dismounted, steps measured toward her. May held her ground. "Surely you don't intend to stay here living among—" He gestured vaguely. "This isn't the life you were meant for, May. You're educated, civilized. Come back with me. To the fort. We can arrange safe passage. Get you somewhere secure." "I am safe here," May said. "Are you?" Barrett pressed. "Living among hostiles. Sleeping in a tent." "This isn't about safety," May interrupted. "You know why I came west. You know exactly what I'm running from. Don't stand there pretending to care for me when you are the reason I had to run in the first place." Barrett's expression remained calm, but his eyes turned icy. "I don't know what you mean," he said. "Yes, you do." May's gaze hardened. The Fort Dragoons shifted, uncertain, sensing tension they did not understand. Ash moved beside May. Silent, solid, protective. Barrett noticed. "And who is this your protector?" my friend May said. "He's shown me more kindness in 2 weeks than you did in 2 years of engagement." "Engagement?" Barrett laughed, forced and casual. "May, we were never engaged. Perhaps you're confused. Sunlight, perhaps." "Don't," May said quietly. "Don't gaslight me in front of witnesses. Don't pretend I'm insane. I know what you are. I know what you did. And I'm staying here where you cannot touch me." Barrett's voice dropped. Lower. Dangerous. For her ears only as he stepped closer. "You're making a scene. Making accusations that could ruin your reputation. Come back with me peacefully. Forget this unfortunate incident. You can start over somewhere new. Somewhere no one knows of your shame." "My shame," Barrett corrected smoothly. "You mean the shame you carried, the scars you inflicted on yourself when you became hysterical and had to be restrained. Everyone knows what happened. How you went mad. How you attacked me when I tried to help you. It's all documented. All official. Who will they believe? May, an army captain with an exemplary record, or a disturbed woman living among savages?" Ash's hand moved to his knife. May grabbed his wrist, holding tight. "No. He is threatening you," she whispered. "I know. But killing him won't help," she added. Barrett watched with interest, touchlight calculating. "The savage has feelings for you. Tell me, May, have you degraded yourself further? Have you let him—" Careful," Captain Elderstone interrupted sharply. "You are our guest in this village. You will speak with respect or you will leave." Barrett raised his hands. "Of course. Forgive me. I am concerned for Miss Dalton's welfare. As her former fiancé, I feel responsible. We were never engaged, May said louder for all to hear. And I will never return with you. Not willingly. Not ever. Barrett's smile sharpened. I could report you are being held against your will, he said. That would give me cause to return with more soldiers. To extract you by force if necessary. Is that what you want, a battle? Innocent people hurt? Or is it pride keeping you from admitting you can't control everything? The only help I need, May said firmly, is protection from you. Careful, May Barrett warned. You are making serious accusations against an army officer. That would be a crime, Cole Barrett said calmly. Unless you have proof. He waited, knowing she had none. I didn't think so. He stepped back slightly, voice smooth as oil. So here's what's going to happen. You will come with me willingly, or I will make life very difficult for the people who have been hiding you. Do you understand? Neela appeared in the doorway. Small, pale, terrified. Mama. Barrett's attention snapped to her. His smile returned. Mama, he echoed. How touching. Playing house with a canyon rider's child. He tilted his head toward May Dalton. Tell me, May, does she know the truth that you can never truly be anyone's mother? Or are you lying to her too? May flinched. The words struck like blows. Ash moved. In a blur, his hand closed around Barrett's throat, lifting him before anyone could react. You speak to her like that again, Ash growled, voice low and lethal. And I will kill you, army officer or not. I will cut your throat and leave you for the coyotes. Weapons were drawn. Fort dragoons raised rifles. Canyon riders stepped forward, arrows drawn, aimed steady. A frozen moment. One breath from bloodshed. Barrett smiled even with Ash's hand at his neck. There it is, he rasped. Savage violence. Thank you for proving my point. Ash May said urgently. Let him go, please. He threatened you. Ash hissed. He insulted you, and killing him will start a war that destroys everyone here, May said. Please, let him go. Ash held him another heartbeat, then released him. Stepped back. Barrett straightened his coat. I'll be leaving now. His eyes locked on May. But this isn't over. I'll return with orders, with authority, with whatever I need to remove you. He mounted his horse. The soldiers followed. Oh, he added, turning back. Neela is a pretty name. Pretty little girl. It would be a shame if someone decided she was being raised in an unsuitable environment, if the army had to intervene for her own good. You understand what I'm saying, don't you? May's voice shook with fury. You stay away from her. And what will you do? Barrett replied softly. You are powerless. You always have been. Accepting that will make this easier. He rode out. Chaos followed in his wake. May collapsed as her legs gave out. Ash caught her, held her upright. He's coming back, May whispered. He'll hurt Neela to get to me. He'll destroy everything. Then we prepare, Ash said. We defend. May looked up at him. I leave tonight. I disappear. He follows me. You and Neela stay safe. No, it's the only way. He threatened your daughter, Ash. I won't let him hurt her because of me. Neela ran to her, wrapped her arms around May's legs. Mama, don't go. Please. Bad man take you. May knelt, holding her tight. I'm not going anywhere, sweetheart. I promise. Even as she said it, she knew it was a lie. She would leave tonight. Slip into the desert. Let Cole Barrett hunt her. Let him finish what he started. At least Ash and Neela would live. That evening, May prepared in silence. Packed light. Food. Water. Knife. She waited until Neela slept. Turned toward the exit. Sari stepped into her path. Running, the healer asked quietly. Protecting them, May said. By dying alone in the desert, Sari replied. Very noble. That's reckless, Sari said quietly. If you stay, he will kill them. May shook her head. If I leave, he hunts me. Either way, people die. Men like Colbert never stop, Sari replied. They don't forgive. They don't forget. You run. He follows. He finds you. And when he does, he kills you. Sari continued. Then he comes back here with a story. Says you resisted arrest. Uses that lie to punish this village. No one wins. May's voice broke. Then what choice do I have? You stay. Sari said. You fight. But not with blades or arrows. With what May asked. I have nothing. Sari reached into her robes and pulled out a folded letter. Old. Yellowed with age. This came to me 10 years ago, she said, from a Navajo woman who died after being treated by an army doctor. She wrote it before she passed. She named him, described everything he did. She left it with me just in case someone ever needed the truth. May took the letter, read. It detailed torture, medical violation, deliberate harm disguised as treatment. Signed at the bottom, Dr. James Wade, Colbert's father. May's hands trembled. This proves a pattern, Sari said. Violence passed from father to son. If we can connect your injuries to his father's documented crimes, we have leverage. Not enough to win, May said. But enough to protect you, Sari replied. How? There is an army doctor at Fort Apache, Sari said. An old man, a good man. He served with Wade's father. He spoke against him and was ignored. If he sees your scars, Sari continued, and compares them to this letter, he can testify, create record, force accountability. May swallowed. That means walking straight into Barrett's territory. Yes, Sari said evenly. It means being brave, being careful, facing the monster one last time. May looked at Neela sleeping peacefully, at Ash watching her with silent fear and hope, at Sari offering truth instead of steel. Yes, May whispered. I can do that. What May didn't know what Sari had feared, but couldn't yet prove, was that Isha had vanished hours earlier. That she had ridden into the night toward Fort Apache. That she was meeting Colbert in a canyon, halfway between the village and the fort. Their bargain was simple. Isha would give him everything. Defense's patrol paths, how many canyon riders, where women and children slept. In return, Barrett would take May, and Ash would die accidentally, leaving Neela orphaned, leaving Isha free to claim guardianship, power, Ash's place, everything she had ever wanted. It was a flawless plan, except for one thing neither of them considered. Neela didn't just notice what others missed. She dreamed it. And that night she dreamed of Isha standing beside the bad man smiling as the village burned. Neela woke screaming, not the quiet cries of before, but real screams, sharp, terrified. Mama, mama, fash. Fire, bad lady. Fire. May jolted awake and pulled her close. It's all right, sweetheart. Just a dream. No dream, Neela sobbed. Real. Isha with bad man, village burning, mama they coming. Ash was already on his feet. What did you see, little bird? Neela shook, voice breaking. Isha riding to him, talking, planning. She telling him how to hurt us. She buried her face into May's shoulder. She want mama gone, want papa for herself. She helping bad man. May and Ash locked eyes. She wouldn't. Ash said, yet doubt crept into his voice. She is family. May answered softly. Jealous hearts don't care about family. Sari stood at the threshold, arms crossed, her voice steady. She's always been that way, you know. Isha's burned with jealousy for every woman you ever so much as glanced at. She looked straight at Ash. First it was Lyra. Now it's May. She only wants what she can't have. And she'll ruin anyone who gets in her way, May said quietly. Ash's face darkened. We have to find her. Make sure she's still in the village. If she is, Then Neela's dream was just that, a dream, May added. If not… He didn't finish. He didn't need to. They split up and searched. Isha's lodge stood empty, cold, deserted for hours. Her horse was gone. Several canyon riders said they'd seen her riding out just after sunset, said she was off to visit kin in another village. But they all knew. There were no relatives that way. Only hostile Apache. A dead end. She betrayed us, Elder Stone said hoarsely. His voice cracked like dry wood. My own daughter. She gave our position to the Fort Dragoons. Ash said, jaw clenched. We can't stay. We need to move. Evacuate. Get the women and children to higher ground. We'll hold them off from the canyon ridge. If Cole Barrett's coming… May interrupted, her eyes narrowing as she looked toward the pale pink horizon. He's already on the way. She pointed. Smoke. Thin trail. See it against the morning sky. Sari's breath caught. Signal smoke. Military. He's mobilizing. Ash muttered. Gathering his men. He'll be here before noon, Sari said. Then we leave. Now Ash ordered. Take only what's necessary. We move to the canyon stronghold. It's defendable. We'll hold the line there. May stepped forward. There's another way. Ash stared at her. What way I go to him, she said. Turn myself in. No, Ash snapped. It wasn't anger. It was fear. We talked about this, he said. You will not trade yourself to save us. And you won't sacrifice your whole village for me, she replied, her voice fierce. Ash, he wants me. Only me. Give him that. And the rest of you walk away. That's not love, Ash said softly. That's logic. He paused. Something shifted in his eyes. May's voice trembled. What did you just say? Ash opened his mouth, then closed it, then forced it open again. I shouldn't have said that. You said love, May whispered. Did you? Ash's voice rose sharp with emotion. Yes. Damn it, yes. I love you. He stepped closer. I love the way you hold my daughter, the way you make her laugh, the way you're strong even when the world tries to break you. I love the way you fight even when there's no hope left. He swallowed. I love that you see us as people, not savages, that you'd lay your life down for a tribe that isn't yours. He took a breath, steady now. I love you, May Dalton. Fully, fiercely. And I will not let Cole Barrett take you from me. From us. The world held its breath. May opened her mouth to speak, then shut it again. Words failed her. Neela looked from one to the other, blinking. Papa loves Mama, she asked softly. Like real Mama, and Papa Ash didn't take his eyes off May. Yes, he said. Like real Mama and Papa. Good, Neela said with a tiny nod. I knew it. You both dumb for not knowing. And despite the storm coming, despite everything, May let out a shaky laugh. Then her smile faded. Ash. Even if you love me, even if I love you, Barrett won't stop. He'll just keep coming, keep pushing, until he burns it all down. Then we give him something he doesn't expect, Ash said. Like what? Truth. Proof. Something yet he can't talk his way out of. He turned to Sari. The letter. From the army doctor. Can we get to him before Barrett rides? If we move fast. And take chances, she replied. Maybe. Then we ride, Ash said, already heading toward the horses. May, you're coming with me. We ride to the fort. We speak to the doctor. We secure his statement. We build a case. That's madness. Barrett will kill us the moment we show our faces. Not if we arrive with an escort, with witnesses, with the story already spreading. Ash smiled, slow, dangerous. We don't sneak in. We ride in openly, with an elder, with tribal council, an official delegation seeking peace negotiations. Barrett can't refuse without exposing his true intentions. And while he's busy posturing, Ash continued, "We find the doctor. We take what we need." May hesitated. "That might actually work. It's a terrible plan with a dozen ways to fail." Sari spoke quietly. "But it's better than hiding in the canyon and waiting for slaughter. I support it." Elder Stone inclined his head. "We go. All of us. We present a united front. Demand Captain Barrett negotiate a treaty. If he refuses, if he shows aggression toward an official peace delegation," the elder finished, "he faces court-martial. Even a corrupt army has limits." "When do we leave?" May asked. "Now," Ash said, "before Barrett completes his preparations, while we still hold the element of surprise." They rode into Fort Apache at noon. 12 Canyon riders, 3 elders, May and Neela, full ceremonial dress, peace flags raised. Every detail marked them as a diplomatic mission. The fort dragoons at the gate stared, confused, uneasy. "We seek an audience with Captain Barrett," Elderstone announced. "An official peace delegation. To discuss treaty terms and mutual protection." The soldiers scrambled. Runners were sent. Orders shouted. Chaos bloomed. Perfect chaos. Barrett appeared 15 minutes later. Immaculate uniform. Perfect composure. But May caught the flash of fury in his eyes when he saw her. "Elderstone," he said smoothly. "What an unexpected pleasure. To what do I owe this visit? We come seeking peace, seeking agreement. Your new treaties require negotiation. We negotiate." Barrett's smile cut sharp. "Of course. Though I'm surprised you brought Miss Dalton. I was told she was unwell." "Miss Dalton is under our protection," the elder replied. "An honored guest. She stands as witness to our good faith." "How generous," Barrett said. "Please come inside. Let us discuss these treaties properly." As they moved toward the command office, May scanned the faces. There, an older man, white hair, medical insignia, standing near the infirmary. Dr. Elias Boone, the man Sari had mentioned. May caught Ash's eye and gestured, barely noticeable. He nodded. He understood, while the elders engaged Barrett in deliberate circular debate questions designed to consume time and attention. May and Ash slipped away. They found Dr. Boone inside the infirmary sorting supplies. "Dr. Boone," May said. He turned, studied her carefully. "I know you," he said. "You're the woman Captain Barrett has been hunting." "Yes, and I need your help." "Why would I help you against a superior officer?" "Because you knew his father, Dr. Victor Barrett. You served with him. Because you spoke out when he tortured prisoners and called it medical treatment." Boone went pale. "How do you—" "Because he did the same thing to me that his father did to a Navajo woman 10 years ago. And you are the only one who can prove the pattern. The only one who can testify. The only one who can stop the son from continuing the father's crimes." May turned away, lifted her shirt, showed the scars. Boone's hands trembled as he examined them. "My God," he whispered. "These are This is Dr. Victor Barrett's work. The exact same methods, the same pattern." He stared at May in horror. "His son did this to you?" "Yes. 8 months ago, in Boston, after I witnessed him assault another woman. He and his friends attacked me, and his father, the doctor, made sure I could never prove it. Made sure I could never bear children who might resemble their fathers. Made sure I'd never testify with credibility. That's monstrous." Boone swallowed hard. "That's the Barretts, both of them. And unless someone with medical authority records, this creates an official file testifies to the pattern. He'll keep doing it," May said. "To me, to others, forever." Boone was silent for a long moment. Then he spoke quietly. "I'll need to examine you properly. Document everything. Create a full medical record. It will take hours. And if Captain Barrett discovers what I'm doing, he'll kill us both." Ash finished calmly. Which is why we do this fast. Why we do it now while he's distracted. Boone looked at him. You're canyon riders. Why are you helping her? Because she saved my daughter, Ash said. Because she is, he paused, a voice tightening. Because she is family, and family protects family. Boone studied them both. Whatever he saw made him nod. All right, let's do it. But we must move quickly. Barrett has a vicious temper, and he despises being outplayed. 2 hours later, May had a complete medical record. Boone had been meticulous. Every scar documented. Every deliberate injury catalogued. Each one linked to Dr. Victor Barrett's known techniques. This is enough to trigger a formal inquiry, Boone said. I'll submit it to Territorial Command. Request a full investigation. Captain Barrett will be questioned, possibly court-martialed. How long, May asked. Weeks, maybe months. Military bureaucracy moves slowly. We don't have weeks, Ash said flatly. Barrett will strike before then. He was right. Shouting erupted outside. Boots pounding, then gunfire. They rushed to the window. The courtyard was chaos. Fort dragoons clashing with canyon riders. Blades, Pieta rifles. Blood, bodies falling. And at the center of it all stood Cole Barrett smiling, his pistol raised. Before him, held by 2 soldiers, Isha, bound, gagged, terrified. There has been a misunderstanding, Barrett announced, his voice carrying across the yard. It appears this young woman came to me with concerns. Claims of a white woman being held against her will. Allegations of improper activities within her village. I was obliged to investigate. And when I sent my men, he continued smoothly, they were attacked without provocation. Lies. Every word a lie. But the soldiers believed him. Their commander. Their officer. So Barrett said, spreading his hands, I'm afraid I must place the entire delegation under arrest. For assault on army personnel. And for harboring a fugitive. She is not a fugitive, Boone cut in. He stepped out of the infirmary papers, clutched in his hands. I am Dr. Elias Boone, senior medical officer at this fort, and I have evidence that Captain Cole Barrett committed severe crimes against Miss May Dalton. He is the one who should be arrested. Barrett's face went cold. Doctor, he said softly, I don't know what she told you. She showed me, Boone replied. I documented it. I compared it to records of identical assaults committed by your father. The pattern is undeniable. You tortured this woman, Captain, just as your father tortured countless others, and I am filing formal charges. Silence fell, every soldier listening, every witness absorbing the words. Barrett's mask shattered. Pure rage burned through. You senile old fool, he snarled. You have no idea what you've just done. I've done my duty, Boone said steadily, which is more than can be said for you. Cole Barrett lifted his pistol, aiming it squarely at Dr. Elias Boone, but Ash moved swift as lightning. An arrow already drawn, taut, deadly. Put it down, Captain, he warned, or I'll drive this straight through your heart. Tension cracked the air. No one dared breathe. Everyone frozen, waiting, choosing sides in silence. Then came a sound that shattered May's soul. A child's cry. Neela. She had been left back with the horses guarded, safe, or so they thought. But now she wasn't there. A Fort Dragoon was dragging her toward Cole Barrett, her little fists pounding against his chest, her cries echoing off the canyon walls. Let her go, May screamed, her voice raw. She's just a child. Barrett shifted his aim. From Elias Boone to Neela. Here's the deal, May, he said, calm as a rattlesnake. Trade. You come quiet. No fightin'. No more wild claims or paper chasin'. Just you. Do that, and the girl walks. You don't. He pressed the barrel against Neela's head. Well, accidents happen, especially with savages who attack federal officers. May's vision tunneled. All she could see was that trembling little head, and the cold steel against it. "Don't," Ash said, his voice cracking. "May, please don't do this. I have to," she whispered. "He'll kill her. And you." Her heart pounded. Better me than her. She stepped forward, arms raised in surrender. Cole Barrett grinned like the devil himself. "Smart woman," he said. "Now." Slow. Each step May took was agony. Every breath a plea to whatever God might be listening. Keep Neela alive. "Let Ash forgive me." When she reached him, Barrett seized her arm tight and cruel. "See," he sneered. "Didn't have to be all this trouble. You always end up right where you belong. With me." He shoved Neela away. Ash caught her, pulling her close. Now Barrett barked, turning to his men. "Take these savages. All of them. They fight, we shoot." The soldiers hesitated, eyes uncertain, but years of obedience overruled their doubt. They began to move. Canyon riders tensed, hands on bows, eyes set, ready to die for their own. "Wait." A voice rang through the chaos. Dr. Elias Boone stepped forward, waving papers above his head. "Everyone wait. I have something to say to Ms. Dalton. Something she deserves to hear before anything else happens." Barrett rolled his eyes. "You got 10 seconds, old man." Elias approached May, looked her straight in the eye. "The diagnosis you were given about not being able to bear children, it was a lie." May's breath hitched. "What?" "I examined you thoroughly," he continued. "Yes, there was scarring, but shallow, surface level, made to look worse than it was. Someone wanted you to think you were broken, but you're not. Everything vital intact, functional. You can have children, May Dalton. You always could. Dr. Victor Barrett Cole's father, he falsified your condition, manipulated you, made you believe you were worthless." May swayed. I can, yes," Elias said firmly. "Absolutely. You were never infertile. The pain, the bleeding, it was real, but engineered to break you." Her eyes turned slowly to Cole, his face twisted, venom rising. "You knew," she whispered. "You knew the whole time that I wasn't—" "Of course I knew," he snapped. "Do you think my father was incompetent? He knew exactly what he was doing, ruining your life without even touching the parts that mattered. Perfect punishment. You'd live with the lie, we'd live with the truth. And you'd never—" He stopped, realizing he'd said too much. Dozens had heard it. May straightened, a fire lit behind her eyes. "Thank you, Dr. Boone," she said, voice like steel. "That was very enlightening." Then May slammed her elbow into Cole Barrett's gut. Hard. He buckled forward with a grunt. His grip broke. She tore free and ran. Straight to Ash, to Neela, to family. Behind her, Barrett roared and raised his pistol, aimed at her back. But 3 arrows flew before he could fire. One struck his chest, another his shoulder. The third buried deep in his thigh. He dropped like a felled tree, blood spilling fast. His gun clattered to the dirt. The Fort Dragoons froze, caught mid-step, unsure what came next. Their captain lay wounded, their orders shattered. Dr. Elias Boone stepped forward, voice sharp. "Stand down, all of you. Captain Barrett just confessed to a list of crimes against Ms. Dalton, against this entire village. Conspiracy, perjury, threats to a child. Anyone who continues to follow him now. You're complicit. Is that what you want?" One by one, the soldiers lowered their weapons, choosing right over rank. Barrett lay bleeding in the dust, wheezing, hate blazing in his eyes. "This ain't over," he hissed at May. You'll heal." Boone interrupted, stepping over him. "Then you'll face court-martial. And if you're lucky, you'll rot in a prison cell the rest of your miserable life. If not—" He looked down. Well, the army does hang men who torture women and threaten children. May collapsed into Ash's arms, laughing, crying, shaking all at once. See, you're free, he whispered, holding her tight. You're free, May. I can have children, she sobbed, burying her face into his chest. He lied. All this time he lied, and I believed him. Ash brushed her hair back, reverent. You can have children. His voice trembled with awe. You can. Then he looked into her eyes. May, marry me, not out of duty, not for Neela, not because we survived, but because I love you, and I want a life with you. May didn't hesitate. Yes, she breathed. Yes to all of it. Yes. Neela ran up, throwing her arms around them both. Mama stays forever now. Forever, sweetheart, May promised, her voice steady. I'm not going anywhere. But none of them noticed the shadow slipping away. In the chaos, Isha had freed herself, cut loose by a young dragoon, swayed by her crocodile tears. And now she vanished into the burning desert. Because Cole Barrett might have fallen, but Isha wasn't done. She'd lost her father's pride, her tribe's honor, her shot at Ash. And someone was going to pay, starting with the white woman who had taken everything she believed should be hers. If Isha couldn't have Ash, then May Dalton wouldn't either. Freedom came with ghosts. 3 days later, Ash noticed the way May still looked over her shoulder. He's gone, he said gently. You're safe now. I know, she answered. It's just, after running so long, you forget how not to run. You don't trust it. Would you? No, he said. But I'd try. I'd let the people who love me help me learn. May smiled, teasing. People, you mean? Person. Singular. You mean the person who's terrible at English and says all the wrong things, Ash grinned. I think I say just the right things. He pulled her close. Always careful. Always gentle. Like she was something sacred. You don't have to be so gentle, May whispered. I won't break. I know, he said, but after what you've survived, I want to be gentle. I want to show you that a touch can be kind, can be safe, can stop. He struggled with the words. Can be. Love May finished. Yes, he nodded. That. They stood together in the amber hush of evening. Neela's laughter rang out nearby as she played with the village children. The world felt quiet, whole, safe, almost too perfect. May's breath caught. Something was wrong. She felt it, and she was right. The danger was sharp, immediate. May turned eyes, sweeping the perimeter. There, a shadow slipping between the cabins. Too deliberate, too focused. Isha. She had come back. Dust clung to her clothes, eyes wild knife, glinting in the fading light. She was coming straight for Neela. May didn't think she ran. No hesitation. Instinct only. She reached Neela first, scooped her up, shoved her behind herself. May stood firm, her body the only shield between Isha and the child. Get away from her, May said. Voice steady, though her heart pounded like war drums. You took everything, Isha spat. My family, my future, Ash. All I should have had, I took nothing that was yours. Ash was never yours. He would have been. One day. If you hadn't, Isha lunged, knife flashing. May twisted aside. Just barely. A blade nicked her arm. A shallow burning cut. Mama Neela screamed, clutching her side. Canyon riders appeared. Ash leading, stepping forward to intervene. No, May shouted, spinning to face him. This is between her and me. Stay back. She couldn't keep running. Couldn't keep letting others fight her battles. Couldn't stay the broken thing that needed protecting. Time to prove she wasn't broken. Time to fight. Isha came again. Fast. Skilled. Trained warrior. May, none of that. Only desperate, only determined. Furious, she blocked. Barely. Used Ash's momentum against her technique. Ash had quietly shown her on slow evenings. Training she'd thought useless. Now saving her life. They clashed brutal, graceless, real. May took hits, returned them with a growl, refused to fall, refused to quit, because Neela was watching, because Ash was watching, because she was done being prey. Finally an opening. Isha overextended. May moved inside her guard, seized the knife hand. Twisted. The blade clattered to the dirt. May kicked it away. Grabbed Isha, slammed her against the side of a cabin. "I'm sorry," May gasped, chest heaving. "I'm sorry you're angry. Sorry you feel cheated. Sorry you think I stole your life. But I didn't. I survived. I built something new. I chose to live instead of giving up." She tightened her grip, eyes blazing. "And if that makes you hate me, then hate me. But you don't get to hurt Neela. You don't get to tear this family apart because of jealousy. That ends now." May released her, stepping back. "The elder will decide your fate. Your father will decide, not me. Unlike you, I don't need revenge. I only need peace." The Canyon riders closed in, taking Isha into custody. She fought, screamed, hurled every vile name she could imagine. May didn't flinch. She simply turned, found Neela, dropped to her knees. "Are you all right, sweetheart?" Neela nodded, then threw her arms around May's neck. "Mama, so brave. You fight for me. Always. I'll always fight for you." Ash appeared, kneeling beside them, examined May's bleeding arm. "You should have let me know. I needed to do this myself, needed to prove I could." "You're bleeding. I'm alive. There's a difference." Ash smiled, soft but proud. "Yes, there is. Come, let Sari tend this wound. Then we'll talk about what comes next." That night, the tribal council gathered. Isha stood before them, defiant, unrepentant. The elder, her father, spoke, his voice heavy with sorrow. "You betrayed our people, gave secrets to our enemies, endangered our children. For what? For a man who'd never love you, for pride, for jealousy. For what should have been mine," Isha spat. "Ash was promised to me, before Lyra, before I promised nothing." Ash stepped forward. "You believed the story you wanted to hear, made it real in your head. I never loved you, never wanted you, and attacking May, attacking my daughter, that is unforgivable. Your daughter," Isha laughed bitter, "she is not your blood. Just an orphan you took in. And that white woman, she is nothing, damaged, used, worthless." May rose steady. "I may be all those things, but I am also alive. I am also fighting. I am also loved." The elder's eyes bore into Isha. "And you, besides anger and loneliness, what are you?" "Silence. You have a choice," the elder said. "Exile. Leave the tribe and never return. Or trial by territorial law. Face white man's justice for your deeds. Choose." Isha looked around at the faces, once familiar now, filled with disappointment and disgust. "Exile," she whispered. "I choose exile. Then you have until dawn. Take what you can carry, and go. Never return." Canyon riders escorted her away. The elder turned to May. "I am sorry, for my daughter, for the pain she caused." "You needn't apologize for her choices," May said. "We each make our own path. You will be a good addition to our family." He glanced at Ash. "Speaking of which, I believe you have a question to ask properly, in front of witnesses with ceremony." Ash swallowed, nervous. He knelt before May, took her hand. "May Dalton, You saved my daughter. Saved me. Saved our village with your courage and your truth. You are the strongest person I know, the bravest. And He paused, voice catching. I would be honored if you would become my wife. Not just in your heart, but in ceremony, in tradition, in front of our people. Will you marry me? May's throat tightened. Yes. Absolutely. Yes. Neela appeared, launching herself at them. Mama and Papa are getting married. I finally have a real family again. You always had one little bird, Ash said gently. But now it is official. Now no one can question it. Now we are bound. Forever. 3 days later they married. A simple ceremony. Meaningful. Beautiful. May wore the traditional dress provided by the village women, soft leather adorned with beads and shells, more stunning than any gown from Boston. You have walked through fire separately, Sari said in English, for May's benefit. Now you walk through life together. 2 hearts, 2 souls, 1 path. May you walk in beauty. May you walk in strength. May you walk together until the stars fall. She tied the final knot. You are married. You are family. You are one. The village erupted in cheer. Sari said, I'm a dance. Literally danced. I have Mama and Papa now. Real Mama. Real Papa. Best day ever. May laughed. Cried. She held her husband. Held her daughter. Felt whole for the first time in her life. Not despite the scars. Not in spite of the pain. But because of it. Because every trial she had survived had led her here. To this man. This child. This family. This life. I love you, she whispered to Ash. I love you, he replied. Forever. No matter what comes. Forever. 5 years later. May stood in the doorway of their home, not just any house, built with the hands of Apache and white settlers who'd come to respect the family bridging 2 worlds. She watched Neela, now 10, teaching younger children to read both English and Apache. The school they'd built served all, creating, understanding, building a future. Inside the house, the Dalton twins slept, 2-year-old boy and girl, perfect, healthy, living proof that Dr. Pass says Elias Boone had been right, that Dr. Victor Barrett had lied about everything. May rested a hand on her belly, 6 months pregnant with her 3rd child. Ash appeared behind her arms, wrapping around her shoulders. You should rest, he said. Sari says a lot of things. I'm fine, May said. Strong, capable of standing in her own doorway. Stubborn woman. Married her anyway. Best decision I ever made, he whispered. They watched Neela teach her patience, her kindness, her brilliant mind. She wants to be a teacher, May said. Officially. Maybe study at the mission school in Santa Fe, learn more so she can teach more. She will be magnificent, Ash said. Like her mother. Mothers, May corrected softly. Lyra gave her life. I am just the one who raised her. Fought for her. Loved her. That is what matters. Not blood. Not biology. Love. May leaned back against him. Thank you. For what? For seeing me when I couldn't see myself. For loving me when I thought I was unlovable. For giving me this, she gestured, everything. Family, home, purpose, life. You gave me the same. We saved each other. The class for advanced students. She thinks I can qualify. Of course you can, May said. You're brilliant. I'm scared though. What if I'm not good enough? What if? Then you try again. Ash interrupted. You fail, you learn, you grow stronger. That is life. That is courage. You have both. Neela nodded, drew a deep breath. Okay. I can do this. Yes, you can, sweetheart, May said. And no matter what happens, we're proud of you. Always. Neela hugged them both, then ran back to meet the teacher. May watched her go, this child who had whispered Mama 5 years ago, who had chosen her when May thought she was unchosen, who had given her reason to survive when survival had seemed pointless. Everyone said I'd never have children, May murmured. They were wrong about many things, Ash said softly. You are not barren. You are not broken. You are not worthless. You are hurt. He turned her to face him. You are everything. Mother, wife, teacher, fighter, survivor. You are everything, May. And I thank the Creator every single day that Neela found you by that river, that you chose to stay, that you chose us, that you chose me first, you and Neela. You saw worth in me when I saw none, May whispered. Then we saw each other truly. Ash's hand rested over hers on her belly. Now we build the future together, all of us. May kissed him, gentle, grateful, completely in love. Together, she agreed. Always together. Everyone had said she'd never have children. Then an Apache girl had pointed at her and whispered, Mama. That single word had changed everything. May had come west, expecting death. Instead, she found a daughter who needed her, a man who loved her, a family who chose her. She had learned that broken things can mend, that scars tell stories of survival, not shame, that the family you build can be just as real as the one you're born into. And sometimes the most powerful thing you hear is a child calling you Mama, not because blood binds you, but because love already does. So tell me in the comments, did you love this ending? Would you have changed anything? Do you believe that chosen family can be as powerful as blood? I want to hear your thoughts. And if this story touched your heart, hit that like button and share it with someone who needs to remember your past does not define your future. Your courage does. We have a date with our next adventure. All stories are created for entertainment purposes and may include fictional elements or dramatized interpretations inspired by historical settings. We use AI tools, voiceover visuals, scripts as creative assistants. However, all content is reviewed, refined, and edited by humans to ensure emotional authenticity and storytelling quality. We fully comply with YouTube's policies regarding AI-generated content and do not use any deepfake techniques or misleading recreations of real individuals. All visuals and supporting materials are properly licensed. Sharing, re-uploading, modifying, or distributing any part of this content in any form requires written permission. We appreciate your support and respect for original creative work.